would really be a wonderful marriage because it's two places that get along very well. They like each other a lot.
Well, if I may, as you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale. We're sitting in one right now. Buckingham Palace, I visited as well. And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever. But the opportunity is in the partnership and what we built together. We have done that in the past, and part of that, as the president just said, is with respect to our own security. And my government is committed for a step change in our investment in Canadian security and our partnership. And I'll say this as well, the president has revitalized international security, revitalized this, and us playing a role
Canada.
Canada is stepping up the military participation because they were low and now they're stepping it up, and that's a very important thing. But never say never. Never say never. Well, we'll be talking about different things. We want to protect our automobile business, and so does Warren.
Hello.
We want to, we have a tremendous abundance of energy for any country. We have, just in Alaska alone, Anwar's been reopened. Anwar's probably the largest mine anywhere in the world. It's larger than Saudi Arabia. I don't know, but it's a lot. But we have tremendous amounts of energy. Other countries don't. We're both lucky that way. They have energy. We have energy. We have more than we can ever use, and more than we could ever sell, actually. And so two countries that are very lucky. If you look at China, they don't have that disadvantage. Other countries, most countries don't have. Most countries don't have. So Canada and us, we have a lot of advantages over other places.
When you consider what Mr. Carney just said, that Canada's not for sale, does this make the discussion a little more difficult to start off?
No, time. It's only time. But I say, never say never. I've had many things that were not doable. They ended up being doable, and only doable in a very friendly way. If it's to everybody's benefit, Canada loves us and we love Canada. That's, I think, the number one thing that's important. But we'll see. I think over time, we'll see what happens. China. They're doing no business right now. And the ships are turning around in the Pacific Ocean. Big turn. Those are big ships. Those ships take about 10 miles to turn. And, we lost $1 trillion to China on trade because of an incompetent president that we had received. Grossly incompetent. We're finding it out more and more now. And by not trading, we're losing nothing. So we're saving $1 trillion. It's a lot. But they want to negotiate and they want to have a meeting, and we'll be meeting with them. I have not met with them, of course. You would know if I met. I'll tell you that they want to meet. But, we are right now, they're suffering greatly. Their economy is suffering greatly because they're not trying to trade with the U.S. And they make most of their money off the U.S. Don't kid yourself. They don't make the money off other countries like this. We had a trade imbalance. We had a deficit, or they had a surplus. Another way of saying it, more than $1 trillion. Think of more than $1 trillion. And because of 145%, that's the only reason. Because of that, now 145% down. There's no trading. You can't trade with 145%. We are therefore making, in a certain way, I guess, $1.1 trillion. In other words, we're not losing $1.1 trillion. A deficit is much better. When I started, I said we were losing billions of dollars a day on trade. That's rapidly turning around. We looked at numbers this morning. So we were losing, the United States, during Biden was losing more than, I'm only making the numbers because they're so embarrassing, but billions of dollars a day on trade. Those The biggest investment ever made in the United States is being made right now. Trillions of dollars. I would say we could be at $9 trillion. You could go back to other presidents who haven't had $1 trillion for their entire term. Look at Biden. He had bad numbers. People were leaving. They weren't coming in. They were leaving with Biden. And he didn't know the difference. The only thing he knew is people coming in. You know who they were? Illegal immigrants. Okay, from prisons, from mental institutions, from all sorts of places that weren't good, from gangs, from Venezuela. They were coming in, and they were criminals and murderers. 11,000 people, 88 people that murdered, and at least half of them murdered more than one person. This is what led into our country, operating in big companies. We have Apple is investing $500 million. We have Jensen that show is going to be 500, the biggest chip maker. Chip thinker, I call him. He's really a thinker more than a maker. But we also have the maker, Mr. Wei. Get to know them all the last course. But they're all moving into America because of the tariffs. And I don't think people appreciate it. And some people do, some of the smart people do. So we have more money coming in. It's really amazing that we have more money being invested in the United States now than any time ever before in our history, and it's not even close. And I think the real number could be 9 or 10 trillion. You don't know everybody that's doing it. We have many. I just heard about a plant that's being built right now, very, very top of the line company, and they didn't come to the White House. They're just doing it because they're making it, because if they build here, there are no tariffs. And this is the big market. This is the market that sets us apart from it. This is the market where everyone wants to be. Now, if I didn't come here and do this, all of a sudden we wouldn't be the market where everyone wants to be. So we're able to do it in time. But we're going to have a great announcement, and I'm not necessarily saying it's on trade. Going to the beginning, we're going to have a great announcement over the next few days. Announcement that will be so incredible, so positive. And I'm not saying, I don't want you to think it's necessarily a trade. Just to finish, we also have the situation, because everyone says, when are you going to sign this? We don't have to sign this. We can sign 25 deals right now, Howard, for one.
What up?
We don't have to sign it. They have to sign deals with us. They want a piece of our market. We don't want a piece of their market. We don't care about their market. They want a piece of our market. So we can just sit down, and I'll do this at some point over the next 2 weeks. And
Hey, what's up, man?
With our great vice president.
How you been?
A really good job. We have some good news to
I'm just
report.
sitting here waiting on a customer.
JP will be there, Marco, and we're going to sit down and we're going to put very
Watching.
fair numbers down. We're going to say, here's what this
Watching
country-
Trump and the new Prime Minister of Canada.
And congratulations, we have a deal. And
Man, I've been all right. I had to move locations. I lost my spot at Walmart, but I'm right across from Chick-fil-A. It's a pretty good traffic area. And then, I was at Walmart for 10 months, and damn Subway into Walmart filed a grievance, sent it up to corporate that I was taking too much of their business away, and had to leave the Walmart. So I've been here for 2 weeks. It's a little slower, but we'll do all right. It's gonna be a beautiful week. It's gonna be in the 70s all week long. Man, they tearing down that car wash? Huh. Doing something over there. Tearing down something. Yeah, I mean, we're alright. A little slower, but man, they're tearing down that car wash. Huh. We got some cops over here in the Burger King parking lot. Right there. I don't know what they're doing. There's a big intersection right there coming right off the interstate. I wouldn't mind being in that parking lot, to be honest with you. Oh, we got DoorDash. Mozzarella sticks, chicken wings. Mozzarella sticks and chicken wings. Man, it's gonna be in the 70s all week long. Chicken wing, chicken wing.
I don't know but there was somebody else that could bring up the professionals. But it was not built to the professionals. In California, like the train going from San Francisco to Los Angeles, is being run by guys who the governor of California, the governor of he has got that train is the worst crossover I've ever seen. It's like totally out of control. So then they said, all right, we won't go into San Francisco, we'll stop 25 miles short. And we won't go into Los Angeles, we'll stop 25 miles short. It's hundreds of millions of dollars for this stupid project that had never been built. And then they realized that it would have been a lot less costly to build this game. This service back and forth and get it free. They want to say hundreds of millions of dollars. They have their airplanes that go there for like $1 million the cost. And they have cars that have been built on the highway that comes back and forth. It's not fully utilized. And I'm involved with this project and that I'm moving islands like that. I have a relationship with it. I just got a lot of work, you know. I just said to people, don't put it that order because you refuse to do it. And just had a lot of work. They put it that order. They put that order something like they put it in the fires. They will say, oh, so fires look good for that very movement. But if you think about it, it's just like, it's the worst crossover I've ever seen. I've watched a lot of stupid people build a lot of stupid things, but that's the worst crossover I've ever seen. What's happening between San Francisco and Los Angeles? And you want to ask about that because it's not been happening. I know how a very great secretary of transportation really good job shut down this. We're not going to pay for that. It's out of control. This is something that we don't have things like this. It's not even conceivable. But county times are the times it's the greatest thing. And that's what makes it nice. It's supposed to be a simple thing. And I think the media should take a look at it. And I love him. I like the president on the other side. And I love his commitment. I don't think he's going to be running for this. But that one project along the way back in the fires, a lot of other things, pretty much coming out of there.
What's up?
I don't even know if we're going to be dealing with the USMC. We're dealing more with concepts right now. But right now, we're doing trade. We have to trade. They're paying a tariff on cars and steel and aluminum. And I think we have a baseline of 10% or something like that for the tariffs.
What's good? What's going on in Florida?
Right now, going no further, but we have an agreement. We did something with even ports. You want to discuss that, Howard, with respect to Canada, which helps Canada out?
Sure, sir. We made an arrangement with the car companies that 15% of their USMCA parts were included, and then 15% of foreign parts from the manufacturing subject to price.
Come in the 70s all week here.
Manufacturing really thrive.
So it gave them a chance to be able to build their car parts factories. If they're going to, a lot of these companies already have factories, and what they have to do is just fill them out. But they're able to build them in the United States, so we gave them a pretty substantial period of time.
To change your mind on
Tariffing cars.
American Canada, same to you, or different you.
Wow. Yeah, 72 here today.
Just the way it is. Sure. But this is not necessarily a one-day deal. This is over a period of time. They have to make that decision. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Bradley. Well, respectfully, Canadians' view on this is not going to change on the 51st day. Second, we are the largest client of the United States in the totality of all of this. We are the largest client of the United States. We have a tremendous automotive sector between the two of us. The changes we've made have been helpful. 50% of a car that comes from Canada is American. That's not like anywhere else. And to your question about is there one thing? No, this is a bigger discussion. There are much bigger forces involved, and this will take some time and some discussions, and that's why we're here to have those discussions, and that is represented by those city.
See, the conflict is, and this is very friendly. This is not going to be like get another new bill with somebody else. It was a much different. This is a very friendly conversation, but we want to make our own cars. We don't really want cars from Canada, and we put tariffs on cars from Canada, and at a certain point, it won't make economic sense for Canada to build those cars. And we don't want steel from Canada because we're making our own steel, and we're having.
He's sitting right there with the Prime Minister, the new Prime Minister of Canada, telling him we don't want your cars.
Various other things, because we want to be able to do it ourselves. And we, because of, past thinking, we have a tremendous deficit.
Oh, she's good. She's good.
And there's no reason for us to be subsidizing Canada. Canada's a place that will have to be able to take care of itself.
Yeah, take care of yourself, Canada.
I certainly can. I will tell you that Trudeau, when I spoke to him, I used to call him Governor Trudeau. I don't think that was election, but when I spoke to him, I said, so why are we taking your cars? Why are we taking? We want to make them ourselves. I said that if the price of your cars went up, or we put a tariff, if we put a tariff on your cars of 45%, what would that mean to you? He said that would be the end of Canada. He actually said that to me. And I said, that's a strange answer, but I understand his answer. But no, I mean, it's hard to justify subsidizing Canada to the tune of maybe $200 billion a year. We protect Canada militarily, and we always will. We're gonna, that's not a money thing, but we always will. But, it's not fair. But why are we subsidizing Canada $200 billion a year, or whatever the number might be? It's a very substantial number. And it's hard for the American taxpayer to say, gee whiz, we love doing that. Thank you very much. We're going to have a very
You have been watching quite an interesting bilateral meeting between Prime Minister Mark Carney of Canada and President Trump. First to the news. We heard there that the Houthis said they would like to stop fighting. They have capitulated, President Trump said, and effective immediately. The attacks on the Houthis will stop so long as our shipping is protected. Second, President Trump touted a big announcement. In his words, to quote him exactly, it's really positive. It will come Friday or Monday before his trip to the Middle East. He said it's not necessarily on trade, but everyone's mind is at the fact that a trade deal is on the precipice with India, Japan, or South Korea, according to the president. So could that be the big announcement? And then to the moment of the hour, the interaction between Carney and President Trump got a little bit hot at times, but remained civil. Mark Carney chose to speak 3 times, 2 times on tariffs, saying that tariffs are going to change the USMCA and the agreement between Canada and the United States. And he said some places are never for sale. We are sitting in one now, referring to the Oval Office. He mentioned Buckingham Palace, the Canadian Prime Minister did. He says Canada is not for sale, will never be for sale. And President Trump said, never say never. Kennedy, it was interesting Mark Carney's approach. By my count, he only spoke 3 times. And each time he used the opportunity to stand up for his country, and President Trump very gently pushed him as a deal maker and someone advocating for U.S. interests would do.
Yes, so he's got a really interesting background. He is a big government central banker for Canada and for the Bank of England, but he's also been a private sector finance guy. So he does understand massive deals and the financial and fiscal ramifications of those. He had
Got that DoorDash order done.
Needle to thread because he had to be seen as standing up to the president in some way, because that's why he was elected. You have a frustrated and fickle electorate in Canada. They're going to be very mad if he doesn't stand up for their sovereignty and financial well-being. But he also has to make this deal. That is so important for Canada. So he had to be collegial. He had to be respectful to the president. And you saw Zelensky talk himself out of the deal in the room, and he wasn't going to make that mistake. He was hell-bent on having a
Yep, still across. Still across from Chick-fil-A. Definitely would like to get my Walmart spot back. Without a doubt. It is not as busy here as you can imagine. But it is okay, I guess. So I guess they closed that car wash down for a couple months. New owners bought out that car wash, and they're remodeling it, which is on the other side of me. And I used to, for a couple weeks that I've been here, I've been getting a lot of people from the car wash, so that might decrease a little bit, but once we hit Memorial Day, I'll be back to the pool during the days on Saturday. And Catfish Pond in the evenings. Yeah, man, they're like tearing that down. Guess they got a new vision. So that's what's going on. Just sit here and watch my TV and wait for the next person.
copies. In this moment, I'm questioning what happens when road rage meets the long arm of the law. Now let's start.
Ah, hey.
2022 officers in Weston, Wisconsin, responded to a
Good.
quick trip convenience store after receiving a report of an intoxicated female passed out in her vehicle. Upon arrival, two concerned customers informed the officers that they had found the woman asleep in the back seat of her car.
Hi. What's her name? What's her name? What? Anna.
Yeah, we're willing to, she was smart, but she was asleep. We are willing to take her to our house.
Do you know her? Do you guys know her? What? What's going on? Well, I want to talk to you. Okay? Want me to get your hot dog tomorrow? Well, why did you get the door closed? I get it's cold. Well, your idea of the world, right?
The woman, identified only by her first name, Anna, was initially uncooperative, refusing to provide further identification. She slurred speech, dilated pupils, and a strong odor of alcohol as they questioned her.
Your name is Anna?
Huh?
Anna, what are you going to take you tonight? I want to know because I want to get some help you need.
Thank you.
Okay.
He's giving me
No. We don't disrespect. We don't disrespect them.
He's giving ID. Then why can't you not follow my ID?
What's that? How much is catfish? One piece catfish fry, $9.99. Two piece, $12.99. Three piece, $6.75. $6.49 with tax. $6.95. How many pieces do you want? One piece. All right. For about 4 minutes or so, okay? How you doing, man? Good. Good game. Yeah. So it's one piece, two piece, three piece. $9.99 one, $12.99 two, $15.99 three. About 8 ounces right now. Okay. fries or onion rings, whatever you want. Yep. Dr. Pepper, you got it. 1920. Whoops, hold on, that's wrong. My bad. Every day by Sunday, Monday, 12:54 remaining. Every day but Sunday, Monday. There you go. Nope. Hold on. There you go. All right, give it like 4 or 5 minutes, okay? Yep. Oh, Wifey Poo is here. Hey, Bonnie, how you been? Yep. It's in there. I put green, they put ketchup in there. All right, thank you. You too. Trying to find my best camera angle. Been a catfish morning. So I see I got another $50 donation to my GoFundMe. So I'm up to 100. I think if I can get another $60, $70, we'll be able to get him a bike, get him some transportation. So that's cool. Right? And in fact, it was Jill, our realtor, that made a $50 GoFundMe donation, and she texted me. She's like, "Is this a scam?" And I called her. I'm like, "No, it's not a scam." I said, "I'm just, trying to help out a guy who's been homeless, and he'd actually gotten a job, and they let him go because they found out he was homeless, and it was a good job too." Oh, I haven't checked Marketplace. Guys, you're a smart lady. I go on Marketplace. I got $100. I might be able to get him a bike for $100. You're so smart. Racing King laughing. I didn't even think about looking for a bike for him on Marketplace. I didn't. I was at Walmart.com. I was looking there. You want a hot sauce or tartar sauce? Tartar sauce. Give it about 1 more minute because it's pretty thick. It just started floating to the top, so we'll give it like another minute. And it's about a year and a half now. Yeah, that was good. And yeah, did better when I was parked at Walmart. Right up there at Walmart for 10 months. And Subway filed a grievance to Walmart corporate and said I was taking too much of their business away. After 10 months of being parked up there. Yeah, it's all about location. Yeah. That's there right here. I got DoorDash right here, and it's okay. This is a very busy little area right here too. Not really Walmart, but I think they can afford it. Because I see cars backed all the way up and around the corner. I don't think they'll mind 1 or 2 people coming my way. I like fish. I sell a lot of catfish. A lot. Yeah. So if I want to get into business, where do I get this? This was made out of Charlotte. This was custom made. That's all they do is make food trucks. And it's Biz on Wheels. B-I-Z. Biz on Wheels. So, if let me ask you how much it costs. I want to do this in the long run. This trailer was $54,000. Then I had to buy like the generator, and that was $2,200, and then all the pots and pans and food. So by the time I set up my first time, it was 61 total. That's with all the licensing and everything else. It's all about location. All about location. Thank you. Have a good lunch. Appreciate you. What? I'm smart and cute? You say I'm smart and cute? Oh my God. It's my last Red Bull I got with me. Oh my God, it's my last one. French fries and catfish. Yeah, you were saying I was smart and cute. Coffee? Yeah. I didn't make any coffee. I can go for some right now, though. Wish I had like a guess I should put my suction cups back up, right? You want hot sauce, tartar sauce? Hot sauce, you want ketchup for your fries? Okay. There you go. Thank you. Enjoy your lunch.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Been all catfish this morning. Yeah. I got my suction cups to hang these back up. Yeah, just on that little tripod, you know. Oh yeah, that's a much better view. I mean, right? Yeah, that's a better view. And yeah, the flags are doing their job. They really are. Here, I'll show you. You haven't seen the catfish flag. I've only cooked one cheesesteak. The rest has all been catfish. Oh, the old cheesesteak flag is kind of bending downward. You like my catfish flag? Fried catfish. And then I got the chicken wings. And then this one. Why you want to bend like that? And I got the cheesesteak flag. Got the chicken wing flag. And I got the catfish flag. And then I got the birds that pooped all over my truck. And see, I got the sign right here. See that? Yeah. Oh. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Well, I'm going to, oh, what's Max? Oh, Cog Hill Farm. Wow, they got a lot of eggs.
Yo, we got a fifth of eggs. We gotta get on the farm stand today.
Cog Hill Farm. There's a good channel right here.
We do look at all the eggs before we kill them. Make sure there's a card in there. I'm going to put this one up.
Hey, how you doing? Good. What would you like on your burger?
Oh, burger. What am I choosing?
Mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, lettuce, tomato, onions, pickles, everything? You got it. And small fry, large fry. Did you say fry?
Yes. What's the smallest like the large?
That's a small.
Okay, small is fine.
Yeah. And you said Nathan's hot dog?
Yes, please.
What did you want on that?
Chili and cheese.
Just chilies? You got it.
Oh, ketchup.
Ketchup. Okay. $15.50.
Oh,
And we got a DoorDash. 2 hot dogs. 2 hot dogs with mayonnaise.
that sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, on DoorDash.
Weird. All right, there we go.
Okay.
There we go. And I'll just.
Yep. Won't be long at all. Thank you. Hot dog, 3 hot dogs, 1 cheeseburger and fry. Need DoorDash? your fries? Ketchup for your fries? No? There you go. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. How you been, man? You want a Philly with bacon? No onions, no peppers, extra cheese, lettuce. Lettuce. Did you want mayonnaise? Yeah. Two. Anything else? 18, 17. Got your nice cold juice, as always. One of my Walmart customers. Very nice. Philly cheesesteak. Not really getting the angles I want, you know what I mean? Bacon! Bacon, bacon! play with my cameras. If I can get my angles where you want them. So, as always, folks, do something today to make somebody smile. But I'm back. Do something today to make somebody smile, folks, because you never know. Just might change the world. So, folks, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.